Holy shit, guys. One of the biggest updates to ever hit Sideswipe has just dropped. And guys, I think this might be the start of a new Sideswipe era. Sideswipe 2.0. There's basically two huge changes that we're going to talk about. The first is that Sideswipe is moving to the new Epic Game Store, which affects all Android users in all regions and iPhone users in the EU region. And the second piece of news is that multiple systems in Sideswipe just got totally changed. In this video, I'll go through all of those changes and give you all the info you need to update your game and get back to stall chaining your opponents to death. And then I'll give you my own personal opinion on all of the changes and what I think it means for the future of Sideswipe. Spoiler alert, it's really, really good. Alright, let's jump into the first topic, the Epic Game Store. So basically, Epic has just created and launched a new app called the Epic Game Store app. And they're starting the process of moving over all of their mobile games to that new store. The first three games moving over are Fortnite, Fall Guys, and Sideswipe. Currently, only two categories of Sideswipe players are affected by this change. The first is Android players in all regions, and the second is iOS players, so Apple players, in the EU region. If you fit either of these two categories, pay close attention. Although actually, as you can see here, they're planning to expand this to the UK and Japan next year, and probably all other regions in the future, so you should probably all just pay attention to this. So there's a lot of information on this, but I'm just going to break it down really simply for you. The main thing you need to know is that if you downloaded Sideswipe from the Samsung Galaxy Store, the Google Play Store, or the Apple App Store just in the EU, you will need to delete Sideswipe, then download the new Epic Game Store app, and re-download Sideswipe on there. Then you'll be able to update Sideswipe and jump back in. The instructions for how to do all of this are on the official Sideswipe blog post here, or here's all the instructions on screen for Android users and for iOS. And you can find all the links and all this info down in the video description of this video. And also, luckily, Epic have released their own official tutorials for both iOS and Android installs for the Epic Game Store. You can see clips of them on screen here, and I'll put links to both videos down in the video description. Alright, that's enough about the Epic Game Store. Now let's talk about all of the changes in Season 17. But first, a huge shout out to ExpressVPN. If you've ever wanted to play games in a different region or browse the web securely, ExpressVPN is how you do it. I can tell you from experience it 100% works, and honestly, the ping's actually decent too. And right now, every single Mogz viewer is gonna get a huge discount of 3 months off all 12-month subscriptions, meaning it just got a whole lot cheaper for you to jump into a different region and destroy your opponents over there. How good is that? So go check out ExpressVPN via the link on screen and in the video description. Alright boys, so Season 17 is basically the start of a new era in Sideswipe. This is honestly the best news I think we've ever had in the game. It's just incredible. So the first and I think most significant change is that the Rocket Pass is totally changing. So as you guys know, since the Collections update, which was, I don't know, a bunch of seasons ago, the Rocket Pass was essentially infinite. And every tier was kind of the same. You would have just one of those crates. Every single tier, you'd have the, decal crates, you'd have the topper crates, the car crates, blah, blah, blah. And you would just get a random item from that crate. However, before the Collections update, we used to have a 50-tier Rocket Pass, where you would have individual items for every single tier. You would know exactly what you were going to get every tier. Well, we are returning to that system. So from now on, this is the new Rocket Pass here, you will be able to see exactly what you're going to get every single tier of the Rocket Pass until level 50. I don't know what's going to happen after level 50. I'm assuming you'll have the crates that we used to have every single tier after level 50, and that'll just go on infinitely. But basically, we're going to have a new Rocket Pass every single season. So this is Season 17's Rocket Pass, and then Season 18, next season, we'll have a totally different Rocket Pass with totally new items. So there are actually some new items in this Rocket Pass. We've got new banners and we've got new avatars. The rest of the items are just old items like the Twinzer, the drink helmet, all of those other ones. They're just old items from the old seasons. So they're not new at all, but those avatars and banners, they are totally new. All right, so that's the biggest change. I think it's incredible. I think it means that basically Sideswipe is going to have new content added to it regularly from now on. And honestly, I think this is one of the best things that's ever happened to the game. And this paired with the fact that we just got those new game modes announced in the poll or in the survey that we had. Honestly, I think this is amazing. And I think we're probably going to see at least one of those new game modes come into the game pretty soon. So it's absolutely wonderful. All right, the next change that we've got is really significant as well, which is that the season rewards this season are totally new. They're not just painted variants of items that we already had. They are avatars and they look like this. So again, I think this is an amazing change to the game, and it's the same as the Rocket Pass. It means that we're going to have new content added to the game every single season. Okay, the next change that we've got is not really a good change at all, but it's that the mystery item crate is no longer free. So the mystery item crate now can only be spun twice per day, and it costs 200 SP each time. So you can only spin it twice per day. You can't spin it over and over and over. And that means no more mystery item crate opening videos. So yeah, unfortunately, you can't do any more of those. But yeah, anyway, so that's kind of a weird change, but it is in line with Epic's like no gambling sort of policy. So yeah, I'm not massively surprised, to be honest. And the last big change that I want to just briefly talk about is that the rarity of items has now changed. So recently we had a change in Rocket League that changed all of the rarity labels, and now we're having the same change in Sideswipe. So basically common is changing to base, uncommon is changing to sport, rare is changing to special, very rare is changing to deluxe, and limited is now called luxury. So yeah, who cares about that really? It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of now more confusing. We've got all these new words to remember. But yeah, that's the last main change. The other thing I just want to briefly talk about is the fact that we're going to get, or we have already gotten, loyalty rewards. So there's a new title, which is the longtime fan title, and there's a loyalty ball avatar. And these have already been given to players who played Sideswipe before August 16th. So if you played Sideswipe before August 16th, you will have those in your inventory. If you don't, maybe contact Epic about it, but you should have them. They look like this. You can see them on screen. Oh, and the last thing actually that I should just mention is that for anyone who downloads the Epic Game Store and runs Sideswipe before, I think, November 2nd, you will get the gold Diestro for free. So this will apply to those two groups of players that we talked about earlier, the Android users in all regions and iPhone users in the EU region. So if you download the Epic Game Store and you install Sideswipe and run Sideswipe, you will get that item. If you're not in those regions, if you're not in the EU region and you're an iPhone user or you're an iOS user, you won't be able to get that free reward. However, the gold Diestro will come to the item shop at some point in the future, and so we'll be able to buy it from the item shop. I don't know if it'll be free or if it'll cost SP, but it will come to the shop. So if you really want that gold Diestro and you're not in either of those two categories, then don't worry, you'll be able to get it later. And that's it, guys. That's all the info I have. I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. Of course, I just want to reiterate that this is honestly one of the best things to happen to the game, and I'm really excited about the future. I really hope we're going to get the new game modes, at least one of them, coming to the game soon. It's going to be wonderful. But yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, I've been praying for this, and I was really not hopeful. I thought honestly this would never happen, and I thought they were just going to let the game die. So it's just absolutely incredible. And yeah, let me know down in the comments which change you guys are most excited about, and if you're gonna start playing the game more. I know a lot of people have left the game because there haven't been any changes, but hopefully this will bring a whole bunch of players back into it. But yeah, really wonderful. Let me know what you guys think down below, and hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like the video if you liked it, dislike if not, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.